Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Meadowgrove Farm and that balloon. I swear, I'm not setting this up. That balloon is everywhere. It's everywhere, I tells you. So, what is going on? I can tell you that this is about the 7th video that I've recorded today. It has been, man, the struggle is real, but we're going to get through it. So, first thing I'll show you is we are on top of our pit. Let me tell you how bad habits get formed. Let me tell you a story. Cast your mind way back. Cast your mind back to FS19, and I guess it's before it's silage, it's chaff or grass or corn chaff or whatever. But in FS15, when you threw it in the pit, it just automatically went in a very smooth little tube. Correct me if my memory has gone astray. But from what I remember, it just went in. It just went in, right? And then it was 17 where you had all that sort of variety when you dropped your load into the clamp and you had to go back in and take the peaks off and smooth out the little valleys. You know what I'm talking about. Well, if you remember the first week that 17 dropped, it was a hot mess. And the silage was a catastrophe. They released a patch, I want to say a few days after the game dropped, to address some of the problems with the silage pits. But between the time when the game released and when that patch was released, I couldn't figure out how to get things smooth. So I found a YouTube video and I saw a technique. And the technique that this person recommended was you spread a very smooth layer of chaff in the bottom of the clamp, like you're icing a cake. And I just got in the habit of doing that. And I forgot this is how a pit is supposed to look when it's done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I did second cut of grass because we're not running seasons. We don't need to get everything in there. And we've got, holy smokes, 689,000 liters. And we bought the BGA end of last episode. So, yeah, I went ahead and did second cut, and I've got crop withering off. Without seasons, you know, we need to have a little bit of artistic license. So let us go get a tractor. In fact, you know what? Let us do one other thing first. I did have the water pipe installed at the pigs, and I believe when you have the water pipe installed, wow, it drops you right in the middle, right in the middle. When you have the water pipe installed, it also installs a control panel. Now, this isn't really critical on this map because we will never have pigs. It's funny because I have pigs on this. You have no animals, water is unavailable. Okay. I have pigs on my multiplayer Meadowgrove, but not on this one. Is there supposed to be a panel around here? Yeah, I thought there was like a panel that you could have your pigs automatically sell for a fee when they crossed a certain threshold. I don't know, man. I don't know. And this is from base game. When I first saw this, through the bush, when I first saw this pig farm on Meadowgrove, I said, oh, check it out, man. Nathan 6930, you know, he tracked this building down from somewhere. Maybe he made it himself. No, man, it's just base game. It's just a base game building. I see, hang on. I see a water pipe over here. I'm looking for a dialogue box. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But there's supposed to be a dialogue box where you can set up in the advanced animal pen extension, whatever. There's supposed to be a place that you can set up to automatically sell your pigs, automatically sell your milk, do some various things. I don't know. Here we go. Back to the farmhouse. And you may hear a little noise in the background. It is Monday where I am, so there are landscapers. Oh dear. Oh dear. There are landscapers outside the condos where I am. Right. This is just... I told you, I've been struggling today. If I record this video and I end up not using it, this will be like literally 8 for the day. And you know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to keep recording until I get a good one. For this, let me see. We're going to be taking... Oh, God. And then I run into a pole. We're going to be taking this down the hill, which I believe we can do with our T-dub. And then we'll be coming back up the hill empty. And I think this thing at 160 horsepower can get the empty trailer back up that steep hill. I think. And also our soybeans are ripe and ready to harvest. So depending on how things go at the BGA, I'm not going to unload the entire pit, obviously. I'm just going to take one load down, maybe two, see how things work down there, because I've actually never been to the BGA. I don't even know what the layout is. And I'm hoping we can tip directly into the hopper. If we can't, we'll just run back up the hill and grab one of our loaders, either our front loader or a telehandler. Take it down to the BGA, and we'll have to dump this in a heap. Dump our silage in a heap, and then use one of our loaders to get it up into the hopper. And I also don't know what's it selling for. There it is. All right, that's interesting. It says we can sell silage at the barn, €314 per ton, but we have no price at the BGA. Now, I am running the BGA extension mod, but much like the animal pen extension mod, I sort of don't know exactly what it does. You know, I get enthusiastic. What can I say? I grab a mod, I throw it in there, and this is how I figure out what it does is just by using it. So I don't always, until I've like gotten in there and sort of lifted the hood, I really don't know what it is or what it does. But I suppose we're about to find out. Come on, T-Dub. I'm also on the verge of getting rid of this vehicle control mod. Now, I knew from the GitHub that the developer said, you know, this is a beta, a work in progress that I am abandoning, and it's not going to be done, and it is what it is. And there are a lot of good things about it, but it is a work in progress, and so there are a lot of things that could be improved or addressed or fixed or what have you, and they're just not going to be unless somebody else sort of picks up the mantle. But if they do, well, first off, I don't even know how that would work, because that's a Mowgli mod, is it not? So Mowgli would need to, you know what I'm saying? Tell somebody else, like, yeah, okay, you can work on this now. Well, things are a little tight in this yard. Where are we going to put this? If we, okay, let's try this. So Mowgli would have to tell somebody else, yes, you can work on my mod. I'm giving it to you. So that would be step one. And then step two is I would need to find out who that person was and where they have it. And to the best of my knowledge, neither of those things have happened as of yet. So that mod is, it is what it is. And like I said, there's some good things about it, but there's some things about it that definitely need work. This is a small, tight yard. Holy smokes. We're going to make this happen. So if I put this just temporarily over here, right? Set the brake, and then hop out of here and hop in here, you know what I'm saying? Then we can put this, I think, right there. Yeah. And this is a small, tight yard, but everything makes sense. And I like the limitations and the restrictions of a tight map, but it's got to make sense. It's got to be proportional. You can't take a big map and just make it small and say now it's a small, tight map. That's not a small, tight map. That's just a downscaled big map. But everything about this map is really well proportioned and really well balanced, and I really, really like that. It's a great map. It really is. And, you know, it's funny because I recorded Peterville this morning, and it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. I love that map, but it does not make for good videos. And I was trying to figure out why. And there's a couple reasons. One thing is I'm noticing sight lines more. And I was talking with some folks on Discord about this very thing this morning. And with the draw distance being what it is, like right now, you can't see the draw circle on this map. Now, granted, we're not looking at any crops, but even if we look out toward that grass, you can't really see the draw circle. If you stand in the middle, or if you're above a vehicle, because I do prefer drone cam, if you're above a vehicle in third person, well, I guess if you're in third person, of course you would have to be, but if you're zoomed out and you're in the middle of a big field, the draw distance, the draw circle, and the pop in is so clear. It really, for me, it is a bit of a buzzkill. It really ruins the immersion. And I find that when you're on a smaller map, you don't have that problem. So, you know, that's not the map maker's fault. That's nothing that the map maker did. All right, it's going to leave that last little bit in there. That's nothing that the map maker did. That is strictly a limitation of the game. And the thing about draw distance in Farm Sim is it doesn't matter how far out you push it. It never goes to the horizon. Maybe you could adjust something in the LOD, I don't know. But it feels like no matter what you do, it just never really goes to infinity. You always have that pop in. You always have that draw circle. So there's nothing a map maker can do about that. And if you prefer making big maps, a map like Peterville, you're just going to have that draw circle. And I find it to be kind of distracting. And something else that I noticed about Peterville, and again, this is not the fault of the map maker, and I'm not complaining about the map. I'm simply making an observation about my own style of gameplay. But I look at Peterville and I think this would be a great multiplayer map. And then I realized that we have a multiplayer server for Meadowgrove, and this is a great multiplayer map. And I think, well, wait a minute. Why would I think Peterville would be a great multiplayer map? Well, because it's big, right? It's big, so you can have a lot of people on there working. You could have, 4 people or 6 people or whatever, and they could all be doing different things. And I think, we do that on Meadowgrove. It's not that small. It's not like you're all in the same yard together. And when you are in the same yard together, it is in its own way very challenging because it's so small and tight. So a map like Nuston, a map like Peterville, my instinct, I guess, no, not that. My instinct is to think, oh yeah, this would be a fantastic multiplayer map. I don't know if it would or not. And then a map like Meadowgrove, I would think, this would be a very good multiplayer map. It's too little. I'm curious what's going on with my buck rake here. It's, yeah, you see what I'm seeing? It's acting up a little bit. It's acting up a little bit. I don't care for it. So what the hell was I talking about? Multiplayer, yeah. So I don't think it's the size of the map. I think it's the balance of the map. And I think in the same way, you can have big maps that work really, really well and big maps that don't work so good for anything, not just for multiplayer, but for anything. And then you can have small maps that don't work so good for anything and small maps that work great. And it's really, I think, a testimony to how good these map makers are and how difficult it is to make a map, that you really, I wouldn't say you can't tell the difference, but I think for a lot of maps, you have to play them to know. You can't really look at a screenshot or a map view. I really like when map makers put an overview of their map on whatever mod site they're uploading to, whether it's the Mod Hub or Mod Hoster or Forbidden Mods or whatever. I really like when they put let me see the map, let me see the layout. Don't just put screenshots of the prettiest places on the map, because that's what they did. They're not going to put screenshots of the ugliest places on the map. They put screenshots of the vista views and the beauty, and that's fantastic. But I need to see what I'm getting into. How big are the fields? What are the roads like? Is it half water? Details like that. So I like when a map maker puts a little map in there. But even so, all that gives you is an idea, and you can't really tell until you play a map whether it's going to work. And in fact, one of the I would describe it as one of the most I didn't play it, I saw other people playing it, but one of the most enjoyable multiplayer scenarios that I've seen on YouTube was Altenstein, which is a little tiny German mountain map. And I saw it on a multiplayer server on YouTube, people playing it. And the same thing, you just use small equipment and you're not underfoot, you're not running into each other, because even a small map has some space on it. You know what I mean? It's not that tiny. Right. So take some weight off the hydraulics. Lower that. Can we? Yeah, we can handle this. Yeah, 2axle. I think T-Dub can handle this. Okay, here we go. Down the hill to the BGA, and let's see how this goes. I think, I want to say off the top of my head, I want to say the BGA extension makes everything go through at midnight. Perhaps that's why our price is 0. I don't know. We'll find out momentarily. I hope that it doesn't conflict with or break a non-standard BGA. You know what I mean? Because well, like the water pipe mod. Let's get under the trees here. Like the water pipe mod for the animal pens, that is only for base game animal pens. If you have any type of an upgraded or modded or aftermarket animal pen, that won't work for them. So on this map, we have, at the various farms, we have pigs, sheep, cows, horses, maybe chickens. And the only place you can install those pipes is at the pig farm, because that is the only like direct giants placeable whatever. You know what I mean? So a lot of mods are like that. So it could be that this BGA extension only works for like absolute base game BGA. And I've said before, that's fair. And from one angle, that's the only thing that makes sense, because if you are making a mod for something, it would have to be for base game. Who else would you make it for? There's so many mods out there. How would you decide what mod to make it for? It's best to just make it for base game. And if a player wants it switched over, they can do it themselves. So for the moment, let's go ahead and get this dropped off and see if it's going to work. See if it's even going to take it first. Can we tip directly in here? Yes, we can. Okay. So there is that. Let's set the brake. I said let's set the brake. Right button plus Y. I did that. Oh dear. Okay, so if we go here then, there it goes. Okay, so it was overloading the whole time. Huh. Oh, you know why? Okay, hang on. I think... So this is the Broen trailer, and on the regular grain tipper, there is an extended animation to roll up the cover and take the ratchet straps off. And in fact, we'll see it because we're going to go, yeah, yep. We'll see it because we're going to have one of our grain trailers available. All right, it took it and it's cooking it. I don't know if we're going to get paid. We should probably wait and confirm that first. We should confirm that we're going to get paid before we dump another couple 100,000 liters in there, huh? Yeah, smart like that. So, so this Broen silage trailer is based on the Broen grain trailer. Yes, I said that right. And the Broen grain trailer has an extended animation to pull the cover off and stow the ratchet straps. So I believe that pause between when I told it to unload and when it actually started unloading, I think that was the animation playing, although because this does not have a cover, that part of the trailer would just be invisible. But I have to say the animation probably still plays anyway. This game, you know, I will say this 1,000 times. I have so much respect for mod makers because of the limitations that they have to work within to try to make this game better for us. You know, all the things that they have to deal with trying to make this game better. And they do it. Bless them. They do it. So I'm going to... things are fixing to get tight in the yard. I don't want to put everything away that we just got out after having just dropped off one load of silage, but we've got a combine harvester in the back. If we just kind of dump this up front, it will be out of the way, and I believe... Oh dear, it's a little closer than I thought. I believe... because our combine harvester that I bought off camera is on the other side of the yard, I believe we can get that to one of our fields without interfering with anything, right? And then we'll go grab our JCB and hook it up to our grain trailer, and I believe that can happen as well. Yeah, the only thing we'll need to do is probably, and we'll need to get our wheel loader temporarily put up somewhere because it's no, it's actually not. It's well behind that wall. Okay, cool. So we've got we can go through here. We can go through here. Now, question for real farmers: we've got a soybean field on the other side of this grass field. Would we prefer to drive our combine harvester across a grass field that we own, or would we rather take it out briefly on some little farm lanes? They're not highways. They're not quite that big. Clip through a wall. They're not quite that big, and they're not very crowded. There's no, real traffic up here. Is that open? Huh. All right. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. We've got grass coming out the back of our... I'll have to clean that up. We got grass coming out, spilling over the back of our bunker. So you have it. So yeah, you see what I'm asking you. Would it make more sense to temporarily squash down a little grass or to take this thing out on public roads? If it was me personally, I'm a very risk-averse person. If it was me personally, I would say, let's take it across the grass field because, a little bit of crushed grass, we can sort that out. But a lawsuit, is that's something you keep for a long time. And I worked for UPS for a while. I was an operations supervisor at UPS, and one of my roles was to, anytime one of my drivers hit something, I needed to get involved in that process. And with a big corporation like UPS, well, I won't tell you the exact number because I don't know if it's public, but the amount that UPS pays out every year in settlements for just little stuff, creasing somebody's fender. I had one of my drivers bump up a support pole for a carport, and it looked fine. He just bumped it, and it looked fine. And then as he was talking to the property owner and getting everything sorted out, this pole just sort of crumpled sideways, and the carport sat down on the top of this guy's car, dented the roof, and broke the windows and stuff. So it went from, a $0 repair to many, many thousands of dollars. Coffee. And you multiply that by all the vehicles that UPS has in the field, and you've got many, many millions of dollars per year. So as a farmer, I think I would rather risk a little bit of crushed grass than risk bumping somebody's car or carport or mailbox or whatever. Yeah. I'd rather drive across the grass. Okay, let's set some cruise control. And I'm going to make one lap of this field and then see if we can put it on a worker. Drop the header. Hop in cab. Here we go. I'll make one lap of this field and we'll see if we can put this on a worker. And if we can, then I'll run over and grab the JCB and hook it up to the grain cart and bring it out here and get this taken care of. So I'm really curious what happens with the silage. I imagine we're going to get paid at midnight, but I have no idea what amount we're going to get paid because it says 0. Now, worst case scenario, we do not get paid at midnight. All we get is digestate. Because I spent quite a while. I spent quite a while mowing grass. Now, I will, in the interest of full disclosure, I will tell you that I did rent the Big M. And there's a couple reasons why. We have that single offset mower right now, which is 3.5 meters or something. It's pretty small. It's pretty small. We've got 5 grass fields, so we've got some grass to be mowing. And let me hop third person because there's a tree. Yeah, there's a tree right there. So we've got quite a few grass fields to be doing with that one small mower, and back in cab. And when we use the Big M, we can have it swath. So we're 3 times as wide, and we save 1 evolution because we don't need to hit it with the... we don't have to go out and hit it with the Merge Max. We don't have to hit it with the rake. So I did do that, and I did a lot of it at night too. So it was quite a bit of work to put in there, and to find out that we wouldn't get any money. I'm not saying that's the case, but if I find out that we're not getting any money for 600,000, almost 700,000 liters of silage, oh, and in that case, you know what I might do? Whoa, you know what I might do? Maybe we don't sell it. Maybe we save it for animals, because that's a lot of animal food. You know what I mean? That's a lot of animal food that we already have put up. We could use the rest of our fields for hay, use the rest of our grass fields for hay, and then we would have hay and silage, and then let them grow one more time, and we'd have grass to throw in there. Although I think in 19, yeah, I've wondered about this before, but I want to say that in 19, in FS19, there is no more like multiple foods. Each one is incorporated sort of into the last one. So if you give your cows TMR, you don't have to give them grass. Whereas in 17, I believe you had to give them like a blend of all foods. One more headland? I don't know. My smart workers can be kind of dumb. No, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. Okay, smart worker. There we go. So if I put this here, do we even get a smart worker? We do. Fantastic. So we want to say, yes, our worker is smart. Yes, you will turn to the right. Yes, you will go roundy. Wait during unload. Off. Do not wait during unload. Is that how that works? Yes, that is correct. We don't need to see the trace. Collision check is on. Detect connected field only is on. All of that is ready. Go. I'm going to turn this off. So when we hop out, we don't have a cursor. Okay, that's a pretty small tank. It might be full before we get back, but what can you do? And there's that balloon again. It's everywhere, man. I'm telling you, that thing is, it's a menace, is what it is. Now, yeah, let's use the JCB for this because I'd like to continue using the Ford to take silage down the hill. And I think, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I got a plan, and there goes my voice. You know what's funny is all those videos that I recorded this morning, my voice held up just perfect. And now, right? You know what I mean? It didn't go in number 2 or number 3. Magic 7 that did it. This is what I mean about this vehicle control mod being a work in progress that will never be done. This always turns back on no matter how many times I turn it off. It always turns back on. Can I make this turn? I could make it with my 4-wheel steering, but we're front-wheel steering only at the moment. Right, so we're going to go in here. And I don't think... are we? No, I don't think we're on any type of... oh, I got to turn around here. I don't think we're on any type of storage right now. I don't think we have anything in our silos. I'll double check. If we do, well, I guess I ought to check right now. Saving. Do we? Oh, we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our soybeans that we have now. We have 14,000 liters. Where is our silo? Where's our silo? Do we have one here? Where is it? That's that one. That's that one. Is it this one? Farm silo. Okay. We may be going on a little trip, folks. What's this one here? That's slurry and digestate. That's a farm silo. Can we get it at any of them? Yeah, we're single player, so we own everything. And then there's one over here. I hope they're all together. Okay, so we're going to drive right down here and see if we can hook it up. If not, we'll just take what's in the... Ooh, that's a little tight back there. How did I get that in there? Magic. Wizardry. I don't really feel like moving our loading wagon. I'm just going to try to drag it out of there. This could go horribly wrong. Oh, it's already going horribly wrong. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's a Monday. It is 100% a Monday. Right. Go out this way. We're going to make it. Beautiful. Yep, tight yard. Tight yard here at Meadowgrove. I love it. I love it. We can get out this way. And I'll show you that animation when we get over there. And this way. Not quite through the hedge. Oh, fantastic. I love it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Where are we going again? Right, I remember the place. It's that one we drove past, early episode, we drove past it, and I speculated on what it was and what was in there, and I assume, I could be wrong, but I assume all these silos are linked, and so we'll be able to pick up or drop off any crop at any silo that we own, and we own all of them. Or do we? Oh, we don't even own this one. I wonder if that matters. I wonder if that matters. It's, no, it's around the bend here. This is our slurry and digestate. Yeah, drop that right there. Installed that right there. It did wonders for the resale value on that house right there. That person is very happy. Thank you, farmer. You're very welcome, sir. Right, so we're going to turn in here and hope for the best. Hope for the best. And in fact, oh, you know what? I just wondered. Wonder what the capacity is on this thing, because I think what we're going to be doing now is we won't be able to fit very much in this trailer from the harvester. We got to back it in there. Okay. Oh, Nathan, you're killing me, brother. I love it, but you're killing me. Right. So cover is off. Yep. In fact, let's go back and do it the other way, so you can see the full thing. So when I tell it to take the cover off, rather than it just popping the cover off and it disappearing, you set it to work and it goes through an animation sequence. And there you go. So I believe that was happening like invisibly because that because the cover was because you can't see it when it's made into a silage trailer. I think that was just happening in the background. Right. And then getting out of here is going to be fun too. This is a cool map. This is a cool map. Right. Anything. I'm hitting the button. Back it up. There we go. Nothing. Okay. So then what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we buy this farm for $54,000? Yes, I'd like to buy the land. And we still can't get into it. Oh, goodness. This is the best episode ever. Do we need to leave the trigger and then go back into it? Nope. Okay. I'm at a bit of a loss. I don't know what silos have what crop in them. It doesn't really say. Huh. Okay. Well, let's get over to our combine harvester and get that empty. It may already be full. It may not be. But let's get that taken care of, and I'll try to track that down off camera. Now it's not that much volume. It's only 14,000, and like I said, that probably would have just about filled this tipper, and then we would not get a whole lot from our combine, and we'd have to take it over and sell it. But I'm still curious where those crops are. I'll try to track them down off camera. Living and learning, folks. You know me. Always living and learning. Can I make this turn? No, is the short answer. Will I try to do it anyway? Yes, is the short answer to that rhetorical question. And... oh, baby. Sneaking it right through there. And I believe... yep. Okay, they're still working away. Good for you, little combine harvester. Good for you. The thing's got a tiny tank on it. I'm impressed. Right. Open that. Right back in here. Break us off. Here we go. Just barely caught on the pole. Come on. Come on. Come on. Find a gear for me. Yeah, this is the downside to the vehicle control mod. Now, to be fair, I did hit the pole, so that's not the mod's fault. That's my fault. But you know what I'm saying. I just need a little a little artistic license to get through there. Sometimes I don't need it to be super realistic. Let's just get a move on. Let's get a move on. Right. Let's see how full this thing is. Face full of dust. In we go. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, so I believe, now it's still on the worker. And in fact, let's do a little thumbnail while we got a minute. There we go. Maybe. Let's do a thumbnail while we got a minute, and then we'll try to catch it on the other side before it goes past the tipper. We'll empty it out, we'll call it, and I'll find that grain storage somehow, somewhere. I'll track it down. There you go. There's a little thumbnail. Beautiful. I'll hop back in here, turn this back on here, and let's take it off the worker right there. Up here. And I believe this pipe will clear. Yeah, I think it will. Yep, sure does. Beautiful. There you go. So much yellow on this map. So much yellow. There you go. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is Meadowgrove Farm. We'll see you next time. Take care now.